Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Mayer, and today I will be talking about littering on beaches, water pollution, and ocean conservation. Ever since I was very little, I have gone to the beach and I have loved being on the beach. I love anything marine and ocean related. Being out on boats and swimming in the water are two of my favorite things when I am at the beach. But with this, I have noticed a growth in pollution year after year, not only in the water but also on the beaches. The growing pollution has led to climate change, changes in ecosystem, and a bad environment for both the animals and humans. Today, one of the essential questions I will be addressing is what are the main causes of ocean litter and how is it affecting us? Before beginning, let's talk about the basics. An article from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration walks you through the process of pollution. But where does pollution come from? There are two very large sources of pollution: non-point source pollution and point source pollution. Non-point source pollution comes from runoff from things like forests, septic tanks, vehicles, farms, and livestock ranches. These pollutants can be things like pesticides, excess fertilizers, waste, and other things like herbicides from residential areas. Point source pollution comes from bigger things like an oil spill or a chemical spill. These do have a bigger impact because of their large concentrated size, but thankfully these do happen less frequent than non-point source pollution. Microplastics, a word that most of you have heard and know about. Microplastics are pieces of plastic that are very tiny. They are 5 millimeters or less in size. These have proven to be very harmful to our ocean animals due to ingestion and entanglement. There are also bigger items of ocean debris, mostly being fishing supplies, plastic bottles, bags, wrappers, containers, and cigarette butts. On average, around 2,000 truckloads of trash are emptied into oceans every single day. And yes, that is every single day. Much of this litter is putting marine life at harm, and eventually it makes its way back to us humans. Based on a study by Marnie L. Campbell, Chris Slavin, Anna Grage, and Amber Kinslow, injuries on the beach are happening more frequently because of trash. This study provides information on how many beaches are trying to combat water safety, but not beach safety. Marine debris is causing many injuries to many people. A study on Tasmania's beaches shows that trash being left behind on the beach and in the water is not only harming the animals, but also the humans. This is broadening studies on this subject because people do not normally research this topic or even begin to think about it. Human health is ultimately affected by the litter, and the most common wounds seen on the beach come from contact with trash. This includes cuts and puncture wounds from sharp things like fishing equipment, rusted metal, and broken glass from bottles. Now let's talk garbage patches. According to the NOAA, garbage patches are large areas of ocean where trash, fishing gear, and other marine debris collect. Many people think that these are floating islands of trash that culminate in the ocean, but in reality, there are actually millions of microplastics built up with the large debris floating up to the top. These are usually formed in gyres, which are ocean currents forming in a circular motion. In the world, there are 5 main gyres: 1 in the Indian Ocean, 2 in the Atlantic, and 2 in the Pacific. The largest and most known gyre is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Based on a survey I made, 73% of participants knew what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch was, 13% said they have heard of it but have little knowledge, 1% might have heard of it, but 13% are unaware. From my survey, I collected information from people all around the school about the ocean. 97% of all participants have been to a body of water, with 87% for sure seeing pollution in these areas. Of these numbers, 78% have first-handedly seen someone littering on the beach. This is showing how common this activity is becoming. And even 40% of participants have said that they have littered before. I also put out a question regarding opinions on what causes people to litter. 54% of people said that litter was caused by laziness, 26% because of carelessness, 5% of being unaware of its effects, and 8% said convenience. The other 7% left responses of their own. Some of these responses include both carelessness and laziness, all of the given options, lack of closed trash receptacles in areas like beaches, believing that it is intentional and people are just being apathetic to the damage it causes to the earth, the combination of the given options with the additional aspect of it being cheap for companies because companies are usually the biggest polluters, and the lack of trash cans in public spaces.
My name's Addie and I'm a sophomore.
How do you think littering affects the environment and beaches?
It kills the turtles and gets them wrapped up in trash and all the other animals.
Do you think littering has become a bigger problem as time has gone on?
Yes.
Why do you think people choose to litter?
Because people are lazy.
How can people in our area help better the environment?
Don't be lazy and go use your legs and go throw the trash away in the trash can.
White, sophomore.
How do you think littering affects the environment and beaches?
It kills off sea life.
Do you think littering has become a bigger problem as time goes on?
Yeah.
Why do you think people choose to litter?
It's more convenient.
How can people in our area help better the environment?
Just use trash cans. It's not that hard.
Alex Lansall. I'm a senior.
How do you think littering affects the environment and beaches?
Well, it doesn't help because a lot of this materials that gets littered takes years to break down, and animals get caught up in it, and could go on and on.
Do you think littering has become a bigger problem as time goes on?
Oh, certainly, because the more and more that we've evolved, the more and more stuff that we've made. So a lot of the stuff nowadays is plastic, as opposed to like paper or cloth back in the day.
Why do you think people choose to litter?
They don't care.
And how can people in our area help better the environment?
Not litter.
Why do you think littering has become such a problem?
To tell you the truth, I didn't really know littering was a problem.
Why do you think people litter?
Because they're lazy. Hi, I'm Isla Willis, and I'm a senior.
Why do you think littering has gotten so bad for the environment and the ocean?
Because I think when people are at the beach, they're pretty lazy, and so they just like take their trash and they like throw it away, and it blows in the wind.
My name is Emma Gaidish, and I'm a junior.
Why do you think littering is so harmful to our environment and our oceans?
I think that it causes increased pollution, which can help change the temperatures of water and the temperature on Earth.
Do you think littering has gotten worse as time has gone on?
I think that maybe it hasn't gotten worse, but maybe there's just been more of it as more time has gone on.
My name is Lily Hickox, and I'm a junior.
Why do you think littering is such a problem for our environment and the oceans?
I think a lot of people just don't care. They're like, I'm a small number out of a bunch, so they're like, one little piece of trash won't do much, and then it builds up, and then it's just domino effect.
Period. Do you think littering has gotten worse as time has gone on?
Yes, I 100% do.
Why do you think people litter?
People are lazy. I don't know.
And what can people in our area do to help better the environment?
You can recycle and not pollute. Yeah.
It's one of the main reasons that people litter.
I really don't know. They're probably just lazy and don't care.
And what can people in our area do to help better the environment?
Recycle. Do your research. And don't litter.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Yes. I'm Emma French. I'm a junior.
Why do you think littering is such a problem to our environment and the oceans?
I think animals like eat it and it's not good for them, and then they can like get stuck in it, and it's really harmful, like plastic.
Do you think littering has gotten worse as time has gone on?
Yes, I do.
And why do you think people litter?
I think that they're uneducated. They don't know enough about like what what effects,
Yeah, totally. And what can people in our area do to help better our environment?
Reduce your waste, reuse your
plastic, and recycle everything.
Greta Bryson Adams, 11th grade.
And why do you think littering is such a big problem for our environment and the oceans?
It provides waste and microplastics that the fish eat, and then we eat the fish. Well, some of us. Bad for us, bad for the environment.
Do you think littering has become a bigger problem as time has gone on?
Yes, I definitely do. I see a lot of littering people
in New York, and I'm a freshman. And why do you think littering is so bad for the environment and the oceans?
Because it is killing animals, and
Do you think littering has gotten worse as time has gone on?
yeah.
Mason Johnson, Jr. Latrell, Jr.
Why is littering so bad for the environment and our oceans?
Go first again. Because now, like I said, you know what I'm saying?
Ocean getting infected, and we can't have that in the chest, the fishes, you know what I'm saying? They getting hurt down there because of the trash.
And I love my fishes. So that, it just, so much trash in the ocean, just dirty. So yeah, that's my first answer. Go ahead, Mason.
It's just not good for the wildlife, you know.
I think littering has gotten worse as time has gone on.
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
Why do you think people litter?
because they're too lazy to throw it in the garbage can.
It's convenient to just throw
Just
it.
do it?
Yeah, just get rid of
While many solutions to the pollution have been tried, I think using incentives and providing more information would be beneficial. Putting pollution on the beach only makes the experience bad for the visitors. So, by informing them on how they can help our environment and what would happen if they didn't, could motivate them to do so. On beaches, yes, there are trash cans, but I believe providing signs and information to visitors can be helpful in fighting the fight. Even cities or local restaurants could challenge people to pick up trash when they see it and give it to the designated business or person in order to recycle it. In return, they could be rewarded with something. Overall, informing people of the harm and its effects on not only the environment but also them as humans can motivate them to being the change. Though they may think they are not doing much by picking up a little trash, if everyone began to care and make new habits, aquatic climates can be restored. You can be the change.
Online discussion.
This way. I think that they can still hear me. It's over here.
There you
Just
go.
guys, come this way. We're gonna go recycle. Gotta find a recycling bin. This is what you should do with your trash.
Care about. Oh my god, I don't know.
On the road.
It kills the turtles.